All right, this is Pass It Back with Jacob, Miles, and Chris. I'm Miles.
My name is Chris.
I'm Jacob.
How y'all feeling, dude? How y'all feeling?
I just called my mom. Now she gonna call back.
Oh, Lord. Mom stories
Oh
during the
my
podcast.
God.
It's a good day to be outside.
Oh yeah, man, beautiful day.
We should play some football, but y'all not ready.
I'm ready.
That ball hit the ground.
No, catch.
My dad's
Dad's
referee.
catch.
My dad's referee. So that's all I gotta say. All right, what we got on the lineup?
So, all right, first thing, man. Evolution of sports, man. How do you think sports has evolved over time? Every sport. So let's just go with baseball first. How has baseball evolved over time to now? I would say like one of the biggest things, like as far as like the play, more people are going for the home runs instead of like putting the ball in play.
I was
Like
gonna say
strikeouts and are up way high, and then like people are just going for home runs more. So you either you hitting a home run or you're striking out. Basically, that's what baseball is nowadays.
And it sounds weird, but I'm cool with that. Like, I love watching strikeouts and I love watching home runs, so I'm kind of cool with that. And it's like people like Bryce Harper and like you remember a couple of years ago, Chris Davis went like 0 for 54 at the time, and like that's cool.
He started out this season like 0 for 11.
Like, it's interesting. Like, it sucks for that person, but yet like it's real cool. Like, I love watching home runs. And then like you speak on home runs, but home runs are going further, like 505 feet. Like they really hitting balls further instead of like 390. You've seen average in MLB now is like 427, I think. So I like that. More strikeouts, more home runs, not a problem.
I feel like the pitch is going down too.
Yeah.
Like hitting has gone up, pitching has gone down.
Yeah.
Like a great example of what you're talking about is when I went and saw the Astros play last season, and I watched Justin Verlander pitch, and he threw 12 strikeouts that game, but gave up 4 home runs. I'm like, this is insane. It's like you said, it's either home runs or strikeouts. That's just kind of how the game's just kind of playing into right now.
Is it like are the shifts like new now? Is it like more
Too often.
It's getting to be
Ridiculous.
I don't really remember the shifts being that big of a deal back like in the 80s and 90s.
It's starting to be more of a focal point for a lot of teams. Like the Astros do it more than anybody. Like and like some of these shifts, they put like their third baseman like right behind second base. Like they don't even like have anybody in the infield on the left side of the field, or vice versa. It's crazy. Like they definitely nowadays are doing it to the extremes that more than they used to. Like used to maybe move over a couple feet, a few steps or something. But now they're just like shifting everybody over, and they're doing it a lot more often.
Well, how do you think about the talent? Has the talent gone up?
Oh, yeah.
You think?
Talent has gone way up. Like, the fact that, like, literally, like, you have a 9-hole hitting 20 home runs. You would have never saw that 10 years ago. You would have never saw that. And now you got pitchers that can hit. You would have never saw that 4 years ago.
True.
Like, you got Steven Strasburg hit. He had a home run, a double, and I think another double. Had 5 RBIs, like, last week. You ain't never heard of a pitcher having 5 RBIs. Then you got people like Ohtani, Shohei. Like, his job is to literally come in and pitch maybe 150 innings a year and hit 30 bombs. Like, that's crazy, and I think that's more people are evolving to play like that. Like, Hunter Green came out of high school doing that. He hit 25 home runs in freaking high school. That's crazy. So, I like it.
I'd definitely say overall all the players are getting a lot better than what they were. But I mean, there's always going to be in like different eras and everything those star players. So I feel like there's more star players now than there were, but the play of those star players are kind of matching what they used to, like Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, all those guys. Like they're just some of that play. Like the stars are kind of similar. There might be more now, but their play's still pretty similar. But I will say, like, overall, like, just if you basically placed everybody now and compared them to everybody, like, 15 years ago, definitely everybody overall now is getting a lot better. So I think the talent is just it's better, and it's going to keep getting better.
All right, so let's move on to basketball. Evolution of basketball.
It's gotten
3-point line.
soft.
It's
Yeah.
gotten soft. It definitely has gotten, yeah. Got your point.
Otherwise, like, you literally played a foul. Like, who can get the most free throw shots can win the whole game. Like, you can put up 50 free throw shots a game.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're, like, a Rockets fan, that's all they play for is how am I getting to the free throw line? Or how am I getting a three-pointer up? And that's how they win games. Which, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just like, I don't think, like Kobe said, you're not going to win like that. You're not going to win the championship doing that. Because somebody's going to come up here and just not play defense on you and let you take 30, 35 threes a game and you're only going to hit 10. So, I mean, it might change now because they have Westbrook, but I still don't like that. How soft it is. Like, people can just drive straight into the lane. Like, LeBron drives straight into the lane every time. I mean, it's not a problem. It's what he does, but
Yeah, it's
Play him
definitely,
get a
back
foul.
in the day, there was definitely way more contact.
he got hung.
There's definitely more. They would have fouled, hard fouls you, like, whenever if you were a driver back in the 80s and 90s, that you were good. Because, like, dude, you got to go through freaking Shaq and all them people, and they're not going to just, like, let you get there. They're going to body you up and block it if they can, but if they foul you, oh well. You know what I'm saying? People were elbowing people back in the day, and now it's just like, hey, relay up.
That reminds me of a video I just saw, and it was like the first time Shaq and Yao Ming played each other. It was like Yao Ming's rookie season, and Shaq was just going in there expecting to just dominate this guy, and then he's sitting there driving in and everything, and Yao Ming like blocked his first 3 shots, and he's driving in on Shaq, and Shaq was just shook, and I don't know, it was a really funny video to watch, and it like you bringing up like those play because it's true back then, like it's not just certain people, it was everybody was playing physical, like even rookies like Yao Ming, like as soon as they get in there they're just physical. I agree, it's getting a lot more soft.
The league, the NBA, like now, it's more guard driven now.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the day, dude, you had to have two good power forward, a center and a power forward. You had to have a good center and power forward to rim protect and to dump it down low too. Nowadays, you don't need a center. All you need is a center, honestly, that can block shots and play defense. Otherwise, the guards are going to make the other points for the team. So now all you need is a point guard, shooting guard, and a small forward now.
It's a shooting league now.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, everybody was getting points in the paint. Now, you got centers that can shoot. Like, most of these guys we hear about in high school, what do most of them do? Shooting, and most of them can dunk. That's about it. Nobody's driving. If they driving, they're probably going to dunk.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I tell you, like, Ben Simmons needs to get a shot. That's why I tell you Giannis needs to get a shot. Like, LeBron got a shot now. It's a shooter's league now. So maybe it'll evolve in the future. But right now, it's a whole shooter's league.
How do you think that is affecting, like, the youth? You think that the Steph Curry thing, like, people shoot from mid-court and all that stuff you think that's doing more good or more harm for the league?
More good. You'll see more people like Steph Curry in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got people like LaMelo Ball, who at 15 years old is going to point at the half-court line and pull up and make it in front of 10,000 people, which you will probably never see from somebody 10 years ago. So I feel like it's real cool. Like, you can look up high school highlights, and most of them is just three-point contests, all of them. Like, kids shot 15 three-pointers in one game. That's common now. Like, I go to my high school, watch a game, kids got 33 points all from threes. And I'll be like, Like, we don't even watch the dunk. Honestly, when you watch All-Star Weekend, you watch the three-point contest, and that's almost more exciting than the dunk contest. Because dunk contest is like, it's like recycling dunks almost.
I was gonna say, it's getting very repetitive.
Yeah, recycling.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, they done did everything.
Yeah. The three-pointers, man, you see Damian Lillard clutch gene. When he shoots three-pointers in playoffs, everybody sees it. And he's done it 3-4 times. So I think it's phenomenal.
You could argue that the three is the new dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Everybody's trying to break a Steph Curry record for most threes in the season. So
let's move on to football. I would say football, like the biggest thing that evolution for me, just noticing football, like the injuries have gone way. Like the ACL and Achilles tears are skyrocketing.
It's just becoming a common thing.
Yeah, 80s and 90s, you didn't hear about no ACL or only thing you was worried about was concussion.
Now you expect it.
Yeah, now you already know somebody's gonna tear an ACL, tear an Achilles. You just already know a star player is gonna do it. Even in basketball, you just know
somebody's due.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's just, I don't know. That's to say, I would say the injuries are like the biggest thing for football.
I would just say it's gotten boring. Like, it's still the NFL. It's still probably the top 2 sport in the world, honestly. When they go play in freaking Mexico, it's great. Everybody comes out. When they play in London, everybody still watches, even though the game is at 9 a.m. They still watch. But, like, I think it's not that NFL is bad. I think it's because the NFL has so much more competition now. Because you got people like college football has blown up. College football has blown up. When you watch the playoffs, that's almost like you watching the Super Bowl. Like that has blown up. Alabama, Clemson, all of them, they have made college football just like that premier sport now. Like literally, they got me saying that college football is a whole different sport than the NFL. That's literally how different it is. And they got baseball. NBA is coming up real quick because like the Ball family's blowing it up. Zion's about to come in the league. Like the Lakers, what they're doing, players switching teams left and right. Like NFL is good, but it's just everybody else is growing, and the NFL is kind of stagnant right there. So I think they need to just change it up and make it a little more fun.
I'm definitely looking more like to this. Like I'm definitely looking more to the NBA season than the NFL season. All the stuff that happened in free agency, it just makes it more exciting. It's before you have a good point there. Like I think like within the 5 to 10 year range, NFL and the NBA gonna be neck and neck, like super close. Like the NBA might overtake the NFL eventually.
Because it's just the NBA's just becoming more popular because it's basically like a reality TV show at this point. Like all this drama and all this crazy stuff's happening. It gets people interested. It gets people interested, and they start watching it, and they want to pay more attention to it. And the NFL, they just don't have that same type of energy and drama and stuff going on along with it. So, like you said, I think the NBA is just coming up and neck, and they just got. I agree with y'all. They got a lot of competition coming up. Yeah. Like me personally, dude, one of my favorite things now is college basketball. Like, dude, like that's another thing. Just like all college sports, like all pro sports. It's just a lot of them are becoming more popular, while NFL is just kind of chilling. So, and especially with some of the stuff they're doing, that's like the suspension of players, and like they're like handing out suspensions like Oprah hands out free stuff.
Exactly.
Like, just like suspension, and people are like, "Are you kidding me?" Like people like some people watch for like a specific player, and if they get suspended, there you go. Like a lot of people just don't like that. So I mean, they're doing stuff to shoot themselves in the foot, honestly. So.
Yeah, poor baseball is just in the background.
Yeah, baseball
forever in the background.
Honestly,
it's probably worse than football. Honestly, at changing. But I mean, you can't really change baseball too much.
This is what it is. So we're gonna go into NCAA. So is the SEC dominating NCAA sports? Every sport.
And if you say no, if you say no, you're a dumbass. You really are. Because what are you going to say the Big 12 does? At football, okay, they got one school. And it's not Texas. It's OU. OU is good every single year. They ain't got no defense. But they will put up 50 points.
Yeah, exactly.
You go to Pac-12, you might have one team. Oregon and Stanford were good for a while. Now Oregon's going to come up. But the SEC, though, you're going to have 8 solid teams. Every year at the top 25, you're going to have 8 teams right there.
The only sport that the SEC is not, like, I would say, like, not good at, not the best at, but they're coming up in it definitely is basketball.
I was about to say.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're right there.
Had 9 teams in the tournament this year.
Like track, they got that on lock. We got that on lock. A&M, we got that on lock. And then, what is it? Football, we already know football is what football is. Baseball, baseball.
Top 10 teams at top 25?
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Shout out to Vanderbilt. National championships in baseball. So,
Natty.
Y'all always there. Y'all don't deserve nothing. Y'all always there.
Y'all campus kind of ugly, but y'all got a good baseball team. That's all y'all get.
Kumar
Rocker. I room next to him at the SEC tournament, and that's a big dude. But he's a beast, though. He's a beast. He's great. I don't know, man. I just literally, if the SEC wanted to control college football, they could literally go to Clemson University, go to Dabo Sweeney, sit down in the office, and say, we'll pay you $100 million to come to the SEC. And you know they would come to the SEC. If you got Florida State and SEC, real quick, you put 14 teams in SEC, that would take over college football. That's all you got to
That
do.
literally be his own league,
Mhm.
almost. They could start their legitimate own league.
It wouldn't even be a Power 5 anymore. It'll be a Power 5 when you take out SEC and make it its own just elite conference. And you'd have to take 2 teams from that conference and put them in the playoffs every year.
So I was about to say, I mean, it's the only conference that's ever been close that consistently to either having or almost having 2 teams in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Like almost every year. I mean, yeah, it's mainly Alabama and Georgia, and you're always gonna have those people that are just like, oh, you always saying SEC, but it's just Alabama and Georgia. You're just riding their tail.
Mhm.
I mean, you look at everybody that's on the come up. A&M, Florida's looking better.
I love
Like
it.
LSU
is
is
coming, man.
fantastic.
LSU is coming.
Like you just got solid teams up there, man, and just in the top 25. I mean, South Carolina is one of those teams that's always like on the border of that top 25. Mississippi State, Ole Miss sometimes. I mean,
SEC only has one bad team. That's Vanderbilt.
Arkansas.
Even Arkansas.
The-
You're
Kentucky,
right.
Kentucky had a good
Kentucky
season.
had-
Kentucky
had
came
a
out of
great
nowhere.
season.
Dude.
They won 8 games, 9 games. It could surprise everybody. So,
Mhm.
like you said, Arkansas and Vanderbilt, they can get it together. Vanderbilt coming. People don't know Vanderbilt. That football team is coming. They got a little talent over there.
Now, speaking of teams that need a conference, talk about Notre Dame.
They
I'm
need to go to
tired
SEC.
of seeing that.
They're one of the worst teams.
Did
I'm
you
tired of seeing them
did y'all
blown
see
out.
that UConn is
Oh, they're going to
put in
the
a
Big East.
no? They're putting a request to be independent. I saw
UConn.
this yesterday. Or
Because the
2
Big
days
East
ago.
doesn't have football teams in that conference.
mm-hmm.
Which is kind of dumb because, let's be honest, who cares about UConn's football team? Well, they win like 4 games a year. Can anybody here name one player on UConn's team? Nobody. Can anybody name one person that went to UConn and plays in the NFL?
Nope.
See?
I saw
Nobody cares. Y'all need to go right back to the ACC
Wait.
and win 2 games.
Wait, 2 cornerbacks.
Byron
Got
Jones?
some weird
Byron
names.
Jones went to Washington.
It was somebody I thought.
There's 2.
I can't remember their
It
name.
took you this long?
It
took you this long?
2 defensive backs. I don't even know their names.
Say something.
I saw this list of like just like kind of predictions and stuff for this upcoming college football season, and one of the things was like, can UConn's defense get any worse? And it said no, because they were like at rock bottom last year. Like I looked at some of their defensive stats, and it was just some of the worst I've ever seen. And then like later down the list, it was just like, can Braden Mann keep it up? I was like, I wonder if there's anything about A&M. And then all I saw was Braden Mann. I'm like, yeah, that's about all the national media is going to talk about.
Yeah.
And so
God dang.
I don't know, but I thought that was pretty funny.
That's I don't know, man. Something's wrong with UConn mentally. Y'all smart. Y'all can't play no sports.
That women's basketball team.
Oh yeah, y'all right.
That's the
Women's
only thing they
basketball.
got. That's the only
Goodness.
thing.
Y'all caught me there. Y'all
Their
caught me
men's
there.
basketball team's not bad either.
They won a natty like 5-6 years ago.
They were good, yeah, like back like in the 08s and through like 08 to like 12.
They won a natty and dipped. Then their coach was fired like the next year, which is real dumb.
Yep.
But Syracuse though, y'all can play football up there.
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse. Did y'all know they play basketball and football in the same dome?
Really?
Yes, people don't know that.
I
They
didn't
play.
know that.
That's bad.
That's crazy. I saw a video. It was so crazy. But yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, the SEC is dominating NCAA sports. No debate.
There's really no
This-
debate.
Period. All right, we're switching segments to Would You Rather.
Oh,
I would.
yes.
So would you rather
Yes.
Snapchat text or iMessage? Go.
Snapchat, text, iMessage. I'd rather iMessage, but that's tight because Snap is like,
Ooh.
I gotta go iMessage.
yeah, I gotta go iMessage.
I go iMessage simply because my mom and everything. Like if
Mhm.
I'm not for the Snapchat text my mom.
I can Snapchat
That's
my
literally like the
parents.
only reason I'm picking iMessage.
I could sign my parents if I wanted to, but they wouldn't see it because I got them blocked. I got them blocked.
My parents don't even have Snapchat, so
Not either.
So
So, all right. Would you rather play basketball at Duke, baseball at Vanderbilt, or football at Alabama?
I'm going basketball at Duke.
Why?
It's you literally just took the top 3 teams from the top team from each.
Like
of the Power 3 sports.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I just feel like going to play basketball at Duke would, first off, you don't, I'm not playing football. I ain't trying to get concussion, break every bone in my damn body.
Me either.
And just, I feel like playing basketball at Duke gives
gives
you a great chance of going to the league and getting some playing time and just having a great career. So
I'm picking Vandy, bro. I love baseball. I think like people in Vandy get picked up in the draft too. Plus the MLB draft is long as hell too. So I think my odds are pretty good.
I said earlier I'll play football at Alabama, but I think I'd rather actually go play basketball at Duke.
See,
I think I would go play basketball at Duke. Like, people don't know. You go over there and, like, you say you play basketball and you will automatically seen as, like, some type of god.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, you must be amazing. So I feel like I would want to go over there. And the thing is, like, I don't even got to play.
Yeah.
Like, I can sit on the bench for 4 years and
Yeah.
play 8 minutes a game and be straight. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, you always in the talk for the national championship.
and then you going to get a contract after you graduate because you went to Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they win a natty, like, every 4 years. So it's like
You're going to get one.
You're going to get one ring. So, yeah, I go to Duke, man. I changed mine.
So here's a tough one, man. Last one. Would you rather die of thirst or hunger?
Ooh.
Thirst.
Hunger.
No, I'd rather die hungry. Yeah. Because you can drink water all day. And you can drink drinks that taste like food.
You can survive. You can survive without food for a long time.
As long as you got water, you can survive.
I'm going to say I'd rather die of hunger. Because, I mean, I don't know, just that burning sensation of not having water. Dude,
That's the worst.
Because you can't talk after a little bit. If your throat is too dry, you can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know how I
What
do.
a terrible way to die.
Right.
All right.
Man.
So what is your guys' most embarrassing moment, sports-wise? Let me go first. I go first. Okay, we're playing Solana, 4th round in the playoffs. Or 5th round. We're playing 5th round. In the
Solana.
playoffs. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah, I know that.
We're playing the 5th round.
I watched him play one time.
I forget. I think it's the quarterback. He goes to scramble out to the right side of the pocket. I'm playing the middle linebacker. This is my junior year. He scrambles out. I'm chasing him, right? Because that's my job on that play is the
QB spot?
Yeah, spot the quarterback. So I'm spying him, right? And like I'm following him, and he's going to the sideline and stuff. I'm following him. I don't see this guy. Like their
Lord.
tight end is like freaking 6'6". I don't even see him. When I get to the sideline, bro, next thing I know, I'm about to tackle the quarterback, and next thing I know, I'm in the air, bro, on the ground. And everybody's going, ooh, I got blindsided, bro. I literally got, like, hit and, like, went straight to the ground. I got destroyed.
You was that dude?
Yeah, bro. But the kicker is, it didn't even hurt.
Because you didn't know it was going to happen. You were just like,
I was just, like, shy. I'm like, God, dang, he lit the mess out of me.
I was about to say, you just reminded me of a pretty nice story from my 8th grade football years. And so we were at practice this one time, and I was backup left guard. And the guy who was starting gets destroyed by this guy on our team. Like, he gets hurt, and so they take him out, and they put me in. And I'm friends with this guy who just straight up ran this dude over and just destroyed him. And so I'm friends with the dude. But I'm just like, dude, I'm about to get killed. And so the play starts. This dude, he hits me, but instead of like throwing me into the ground and like hurting me or something, he legit just picks me up and walks me about 15 yards.
Oh, he got the blinds.
No,
that was the blindside.
He literally just like picks me up, and he is like, my feet are off the ground. He's just and carries me, just carries me, like.
Oh,
Like,
I would have just
I'm
gotten
so
hurt.
right.
I would have rather got hurt.
Right? Dude, and like I was like, man, I don't even
coach here.
I don't even want to go back to the huddle because I'm just like, dude, that is something.
That is embarrassing.
I
They
can
gonna
imagine.
start winning game. They gonna start
Yeah,
that wasn't a
it was
game.
just
Bro.
practice. I was like, man, you might as well just throw my ass into the ground.
God dang. I
What you
couldn't.
got? What you got, Chris?
Well, like, mine happened like 3 years ago. He was playing summer ball in Dallas. And, like, we was at Harker Heights High School. I never forget. And, like, I'm still in second. So I get second, but I'm still second. And then, like, I'm safe in second. But then I get up, and then, like, you know how you stand on second, they just tag you, just to tag you. And then, so, the referee got his, umpire got his hands up, so I'm thinking, oh, it's a foul ball. So I walk off. Like, I just start walking back to first. And everybody's like, where's he going? So, like, and then he comes and tags me again. And I'm like, and they was like, umpire's like, you're out. And I was like, wasn't it a foul ball? And they was like, no. And I was like, what?
Chris, what are you doing?
Bro, they was mad at me, man. Like, my coach was like, bro, I will take you out this game if you don't get your head in. I was like, coach, you didn't see that foul ball? Like, I swear to God, I was the most crazy person on the field that day. And, like, the bad thing, most embarrassing part about it was it happened again.
The same game?
The same game, it happened again. But I was safe because I got into a rundown and they threw the ball away eventually. And I got second base, and I was like, y'all, I ain't never playing baseball again. But yeah, I played, and that was awesome, man. My dad, he murdered me after that game, man. I got in the car, he murdered me. And I was like, Dad, I went like 3 for 3. But I'm sorry. My dad know, like, I'm just dumb. Like, I look something, I'll be like, wow, like, I don't know what the hell happened. But yeah, don't be like me, y'all. Pay attention to where the ball goes.
All right, man. We're going to do something more interesting on this podcast, on this part. One-word descriptions.
Okay.
First thing that comes to mind when you hear this word.
All right. I got
PG-13.
I'll give y'all a word.
No, I already got some.
Oh, you got some? You got some? All right.
Oh, Lord.
Love.
Hate.
Pillow.
Sex.
Oh, I said one syllable, but I was like, never mind.
You say something, you didn't even say the word.
I said a word, but I said like half of it.
You gotta say one.
I got that word? Oh,
Love.
man. Hate.
Cloud.
Lit. Hate. Hate cloud.
Sushi. Good.
Soy.
Soy.
Sauce. Yeah.
A&M.
Giggle.
The best.
That was
That's
two words.
2 words.
Oh, man.
Music.
Lit.
Chris Brown. Chris.
God.
Yes.
School.
Lit.
Park.
Park. What?
What'd you say?
I said lit.
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 Cooking.
Hard.
Turkey.
Pasta.
Paste. I mean, you said Boston. That's not paste.
Food. Good.
Ham.
Oh, Thanksgiving. Oh, I love that ham. Oh my God, I love ham.
Money.
None.
Green.
None. None.
Cowboys.
Cold.
Cold.
I don't even need a word. I need
Terrible.
about. Please step outside. Please step outside.
We are outside.
That is true.
Got him.
Oh man, if y'all ever say something about my Cowboy, I swear to God, I will come for you. Like, I don't care who you are. Don't talk about the Cowboys in a bad way.
All right, that's all of them, man.
Wow.
So, Jacob, you were talking about the other day, like the Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the new Marvel movies that's coming out, and like some of the things Marvel is doing and the ideas they got coming. So, could you like go into further?
So, at the San Diego Comic-Con, they laid out the stuff they're doing. They're doing a bunch of TV shows. I personally probably ain't gonna watch them just because I'm more of just a movie guy.
Mm-hmm.
But they got some TV series that are playing into like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and so it's like a Loki spinoff, Hawkeye. There's one called WandaVision. That's obviously the Scarlet Witch and Vision, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier, and
Dang.
I think there's one I'm missing. And that's just a TV series, but like what I'm more interested in is the movies that are coming out. And the first thing they announced was that there's a Black Widow solo movie coming out that's supposed to take place, I think, after Civil War and before Infinity War, and it's her solo movie, and they announced a good cast.
Mhm.
David Harbour, the guy who plays Hopper on Stranger Things, he's playing basically the Russian version of Captain America. I was like, that's interesting. So
That is
That is
interesting.
interesting.
so I'm excited for that. That ought to be pretty good. And then Marvel announced their first horror movie. It's going to be
That I
Doctor
won't watch.
Strange into the Multiverse of Madness, and it's going to be him and the Scarlet Witch. And apparently, some of the stuff that happens on the TV show is going to play into this movie. Once again, I'm just not going to know what's going down because
I'm interested in it, but like at the same time, I don't think it's gonna be that good.
I'm interested in it.
I'm gonna go watch it though.
They fully got my attention. I feel like it ought to be pretty good.
I ain't gonna watch it. I don't watch nothing horror.
Mhm.
Horror, I'm good.
I mean, it's still gonna be PG-13. It can't be that bad.
Yeah, it can't
Well,
be
that day
that
I'm gonna be
bad.
12. Yeah, I'm gonna be 12 that day. Nope.
So they got that, and then they announced the Eternals, which is basically how everything's set up. Is there's these Celestials that were kind of like beings that's been here before everyone else, and they kind of created stuff, and they created these Eternals to like protect Earth from certain enemies and whatnot. And so they're gonna have a movie about these Eternals, and I think that ought to be pretty good. They announced a pretty good lineup for that. They added like Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek.
Wow.
They announced a bunch of big names for this movie. I was like, that's crazy. So they're adding a bunch of star-studded people to it.
Did you say that Marvel bought like Fantastic Four?
Marvel bought Fox. Well, Disney bought Fox, and so now they own all of the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and Deadpool.
Wow.
And so now they can add that to like their universe, and so now they can have like Deadpool with Spider-Man, stuff like that. They can have some good movies going on.
They
Like,
might as well just buy DC too.
DC is dead now. DC
They
is
just
dead.
buy DC too and just make them over.
mhm.
Make them all one universe and like make another like they go against 10 Thanoses.
Y'all be lit. That'll be lit.
Oh man! And so they have that. They got what else is there? I'm missing something. They got the new Thor. The new Thor. It's called Love and Thunder. And Taika Waititi, he's the guy who directed Thor Ragnarok, which is one of my favorite Marvel movies. And so I'm excited. But they're introducing the Mighty Thor, which is a female Thor. It's gonna be Natalie Portman is reprising her role as Jane Foster, and so like how when the comic books is she like had cancer, like one of the only ways to like save her is by becoming Thor, and I don't know how they're gonna play it out in the movies, but that's just how they did in the comics. So I think that ought to be interesting. I feel like that has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see what they have for that. And so they have that, and they also announced that they're making Blade, and they're getting Mahershala Ali to play Blade, and I'm really excited about that.
I mean,
I
nice.
don't like that.
You don't like that?
I like that.
What you thinking?
Like I said, I think Michael J. White would be better.
Mm-hmm.
Or
A lot
Idris Elba
of
would be
people are outraged because they would like to see Wesley Snipes do it again, or at least have a cameo or something in the movie. They want something to do with Wesley Snipes.
he played that role so
Mhm.
good, man. It's hard to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, y'all, Wesley Snipes is just one of the most smoothest names.
Right.
Wesley Snipes. Like, that
Right.
just flows off the
Yeah.
tongue, bro.
I think Will Smith probably would have been a better one too.
I feel
I
like
can't
that'd
see
be
Will Smith
Will
as a
Smith.
superhero.
Then but that was like their phase 4. I think they might put Blade in phase 5, but like they announced like the dates and stuff for these movies too. But they also have like hinted they've talked about stuff they're doing, but they haven't had like any release dates or anything for what I'm about to say. Is like Avengers 5, which I didn't think they were doing any more Avengers stuff, so that's interesting.
Mhm.
And then Black Panther 2, and
That needs to hurry and come out.
right.
I think it's November.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I think that's all I can remember at the time being. But they got a long list of stuff coming out, but they have a big gap between Far From Home that just came out, and then the next one that's coming out is Black Widow, but that's not coming out till next May. So they got like almost a year of just no Marvel movies, which is crazy because it feels like for like the past 10 years, 10, 11 years, that's they've had like consistent movies coming out. And so now we just got like a year break. It's crazy.
That means they're about to come out with some fire.
Some stuff.
They about to come out with some fire.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm excited.
All right, so we're going to wrap the podcast up with this last subject, which is, I think, is very important. What should people expect when they come into college, and what tips can we offer them?
expect to fail and learn from it. You know,
Yeah, you can make a
Expect to
C or D.
fail.
You can make a C or D.
expect to fail a class. Expect to fail in life.
Test.
Yeah, like you're gonna hit rock bottom. It's more honestly, it's guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to say it, but it's guaranteed. And expect to find yourself in the same time. It's gonna be probably your lowest time, but more than likely be one of the highest points of your life at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, if you come in with a lot of positive energy, surround yourself with good people. As soon as you come
Oh,
on
yeah.
campus, what's the first thing you need to do? What I would
Find
say,
people.
find people. A lot of people are gonna be like, oh, I don't want to go to the. Let's say they call it a carnival. It sounds corny, but you gonna meet people at the carnival.
Mhm.
Other freshmen gonna be walking around. Meet somebody, say, hey, you want to go try this? Go eat here. So just getting involved and meeting people when you first get to campus can set you on that path to being successful and being happy. Because eventually you gonna come with that adrenaline from high school, riding high, and it's gonna wear out. You're gonna fall, and you need somebody to help you come out that rut. So that's what I say.
I would say expect to be more responsible. So
Yeah.
my advice would be like, well, just in general, what we were talking about last night, it's just like the little things that your mom and dad and them did for you, you're gonna have to do them now. Like pay the bill and like go get the car, get an oil change for the car, like things like that. If your parents are not close to you or like within like an hour or two away, you're gonna have to do all these things by yourself. So I would say start doing these things like on your own now. Like if you're a senior, go ahead and start get an oil change. Go like go take your mom's car or something and pay the rent or something like that, because you're gonna have to keep doing that throughout the year and maintain it. You're gonna have to clean. You're gonna have to cook for yourself, and you're gonna have to clean your room, and you're gonna have to clean your apartment.
Go get some groceries.
Exactly. Go get groceries.
Yeah.
So it's just like the little things that you
Learn how
take
to-
for granted, like whenever you're at home, you're gonna have to actually do now and stuff. So
It all adds up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
One thing I would say is come in with an open mind. Like, you just got to be open minded about a lot of things. Like, if you just are set in your ways, just like, oh, college is going to be the same thing as high school. Like, I'm going to breeze through it. Like, oh, I didn't have to study for anything. I'm going to make straight A's. You got a rude awakening. You got to be open minded. You just got to be flexible to your personal life, your school life, everything. There's going to be a lot of stuff that happens, and it's all about how you overcome obstacles and take things in stride. Like if you can just be persistent in what you're doing, dude, there's nothing that can stop you.
I think another point that Chris, I want you to go further into this. Yes, like you were talking about free time.
Oh yeah, man. Because all right, you use the example like, okay, us three, we go to A&M, right? And most people at A&M, I'd say literally like 98% of people at A&M graduated top 5% in their class, were involved in either a sport, extracurricular activity, choir, band, golf, whatever, a club, a chess club, Pokemon club, whatever. But like, we were busy. You wake up 6, 7 o'clock, you going to school, going to 8 classes, 5 classes. Most people are going to a practice, they're going to a tutoring session or something, a meeting, and you get home at 5, and after 5, you hungry, you get home, you going to eat, then you got homework, 2 or 3 hours of homework, then you maybe get, you can make it an hour, 2 hours just chilling by yourself, watching TV. You get on your phone, go outside and play. I know when I get home, I went outside and played with some friends, but like, we come to college, and when we wake up, we're on our own time schedule. Yeah, we got classes. Some people may have a job, but yet we don't have we have free time now. And 2 years ago, when you're in high school, everything's a set schedule. Everything's set for you. Every day, 7 days a week, you have a pretty good general idea of what you're doing every single day. Here, You go, all you say to yourself, I got class. I got class, that's it. And class is 2, 3 hours on campus, maybe. But like, we sit here and we don't know what to do with ourselves. And you start thinking, and those negative thoughts, they start to build up. And they really get into your head like, dang, like, what am I doing? Like, it's not the same. I don't have any friends to just jump up and go hang out with. I can't just get up and go talk to a teacher when I'm bored in class. And it's just you sit in your bed, you sit on your phone, and and you scroll for 10 minutes, it turns to 3 hours. And you could really be looking up stuff like an internship, a job, maybe a new organization I get into. So I just feel like I personally hit rock bottom by doing that, just sitting there noticing how much free time I had and not putting it to good use. So I feel like if you come to college and you really put in time and effort to not only stay busy, go out and meet people, stay ahead in your work, maybe get a job or so, and go to those things that in high school you would have never gone to. Go to those organizational meetings where you may not even be interested, but your friend might be. Just go with your friend for emotional support. You don't know who else you're helping when you're just going to something as support with a friend. Like when I'm going, like most people don't want to go anywhere by themselves. Like when I came to college, y'all, I went to the movies by myself,
I did too.
and it was the most boringest thing. But I just got out the house.
Mm-hmm.
That 3 4 hours in a movie theater by myself, I had my popcorn. I bought a large popcorn. I ain't never bought a large popcorn, but man, it's just getting out of the house and being involved, and just I think really putting your time to good use and energy can save you so much downfall and negative thoughts, man. Because I deal with negative thoughts all the time, and I hit rock bottom, and man, like I come out and I sit and talk with you guys. I sit out and I go to the pool. I go to the gym, and just it helps me so much. That's why I tell people, go to the gym, start something. I mean, like last summer, literally, I worked and I went to class. This summer, I have an internship. I go to my job. I do a fitness page now. I read a book an hour. I edit on my computer an hour, and then I work out 2 3 hours a day, and it saves me so much more. I'm so much more happy, like pure happiness. And I do a podcast with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that really utilize your time because it can turn into a real depression. It really can. It can kill you and ruin you, and you can be home before you know it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Jacob, I want you to you had some really good input about this. How important is balance in college? Because you want to have your fun, but you also need to stay focused on what you need to be doing too.
Yeah.
So how important is that balance?
So I've learned from a lot of people that being in the moment is a very important thing, which it is. You need to be in the moment. You need to have a good time. You need to focus on what you're doing in the now. But you also got to balance that out with stuff you've done in the past and learn from your mistakes and repeat your successes, and you just can't forget it. It's true, like what they say, once we forget history, history's doomed to repeat itself.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you just forget about stuff that's happened, it's just going to keep happening. And you can take that and put it on a much smaller scale and use it for your life. You don't use your past to your advantage and learn from your mistakes or repeat your successes. You're just doomed to just be in a cycle of repeating bad habits and not doing what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to focus on the past, focus on the now. You got to focus on your future. You got to look forward. You got to plan ahead. You got to make sure this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it, and just be successful in what you're doing. So balancing everything out, whether it be past, future, and now. That's a big thing, and just life in general is all about balance. Like your emotions and everything. Like you got happy versus sad and excited and bored, and you just got all these different kinds of emotions, good or bad, and they all balance each other out. And one of the best examples of that is Jimmy V's speech when he was talking about the perfect day, and he was talking about you need to laugh, you need to do all this, and then your emotions should bring you to tears. When he said that, he said that's a heck of a day, which he's right. That's a heck of a day. That's it's what life is all about experiences and balancing them out. So like balancing your emotions, balancing just everything.
Fun, everything.
There's going to be, and having that balance kind of plays into what he was saying about like time management. You need to find stuff to keep you busy and focused on what I just explained in the past
Present.
and present now. Like I don't want to be out of shape and like looking toward your past. You learn from your mistakes. Use that in the now by working out and planning for your future to look better and be healthier. And everything, it just all plays into each other. And so my biggest thing is just balance and time management. Like, once you get that, which I'm still struggling with it. I got to be honest. I'm still struggling with it. I'm still trying to find myself. I'm still trying to find what I can do in my free time and find what I can like do to better myself. So I mean, I need to take my own advice, but honestly, it's all about balance and time management.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we pretty much got everything. One more thing I would add is like to the what to expect. It's gonna be a lot of phony people, man. It's gonna be,
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be, you're gonna, like for instance, I remember me and this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
exchanged numbers because we were gonna study for an exam like in the class and stuff. And like I texted him and he didn't text back, and then I confronted him in class and he was like, hey, I was doing such and such and such and such, and that happens a lot. It's like, dude, you put your time and you put your trust in the people, and like they don't get that same energy back, and like sometimes people can get depressed and get down in the dumps. And it's just like, nah, it's just part of life. Everybody's not gonna do things how you want it to be done, but you know, don't let that get you down. Just keep focused on what you need to be doing, and like the true people that you need will find you. I think it's like that's how we got connected. That's how we.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much we got everything. Anything you guys want to add? Let us know what you want to know or want us to talk about in the comments below.
Make a schedule, man. Make a schedule, because when you make a schedule, at least you got a plan. The plan might not always go as you expected. You might not have time, some might pop up, but at least you have a plan. You got an outline, and if you veer off from that outline, you can work your way back if you got a plan. So that's why I feel like really helps me throughout the day is having a plan of what I'm gonna do that next day. So yeah.
All right, I think that does it for this episode. Let's pass it back to Jacob, Miles, and Chris. I'm Miles again.
My name is Chris.
I'm Jacob.
Y'all have a nice day, man.
Good to see y'all.